after losing 90% of your church in one day. It was devastating. The amount of fear that gripped my life. I ran away. I ran, honestly. For 7 days, I didn't eat, just drank water, never came out my room, not actually understanding that I was battling depression. And all because I poured my life into this depression. And again, I had to relive the very thing I despised growing up was in my home, looking at me, facing it every day. I was so broken that I refused. In fact, I made a covenant with God. I would never abuse people from the platform because that's for cowards. So I never threw stones. My messages were never aimed at people. However, because I was broken, because I was hurting, because this was my life investment, you must remember, I wasn't born in this nation. So it affected me differently. Psychologically, I was damaged. And sometimes this is what failure does. It damages your mind. So what I done was I began to become honest with God after. In fact, it was one of the guys in church that said, there's something happening in church we can't put our finger on because my wife protected me. She never said anything to anybody. And he says, I'm going to call a 7-day fast. It is like something lifted off of me after the 7 days. In saying that, this is where I learned God only meets you at the place of truth. Nowhere else. I love what Ayo was saying earlier on. Bring us back to the place where we're naked and not ashamed. So as long as I was ashamed, I hid. Because we had just gained momentum. We had just done an album. Our voice was starting to get out there, and all of a sudden it was cut short. Boom. God, what now? Where to from here? I made a decision for 4 months I'm not going to preach. I need to heal. I need to heal. I need deliverance. So I initiated a plan for our pastors in the house at the time. You'll preach. I'm training you, but what they didn't know was I wasn't in a place to preach. And I'm being real with you. There are times where we have to take the facade off, in the words of Shakespeare, unto thine own self be thy true. So sometimes we have to take the facade off, or we're gonna encounter the Mephibosheth syndrome, where we are at the table but we are crippled. And this only happens when we come to a place where God meets us at the place of truth. God, I am broken. God, I don't know where from here. I'm tired of pretending. I have missed it, or so I think I have missed it. I entrusted my life to people. I gave them the confidence of me, and all of it gone. And it took me 2 years to recover. But the recovery, again, was a continuous yes. The recovery was not trying to run ahead of God, but to work in the momentum of God at that particular time. It wasn't a time to be prophesying. It was a time now, because in Ecclesiastes there's a time and there's a season for every deed under the sun. That time for me was to be brutally honest with God, where I had to look at myself in the Word. The Bible says the Word is likened to a mirror. And then I had to look at the mirror and allow the water of that Word to wash me. I had to allow the fire of the Word to purge me. I had to allow the Word to be honey again in my mouth, to soothe me again, so that I don't destroy the very thing God's called me to. And this is how the journey has been for me for the last 3.5 years. of dealing with loss, failure. Because most times, failure is an illusion. I'll say it again, most times, failure is an illusion. Because we're on a rat race, on a treadmill of someone else's expectations. Failure is an illusion. So I want to encourage you men, don't run anyone's race. I've never shared my story up until today. But I want to encourage you with this. Even when you lose the greatest pearl that you have, don't shout it from the rooftops. Don't badmouth them. Love them. Honor them. Respect them. Bless them. Because in the words of Rev, Judith, do what you do and do it quickly. Because the healing comes quickly when you say, you know, God, I may have contributed to this. The healing comes quickly when we are honest. The deliverance comes quickly when we are honest. And God meets us at that point, nowhere else. That place is where breakthrough comes for you. And that's how you are able to quantum leap out of depression. Quantum leap out of cycles. Quantum leap out of failure. Quantum leap out of ancient demons. Quantum leap out of things that have secured and fortified your family into pain. Your struggle, your pain will diminish at the place of truth.